Morning, you fine, fabulous book people. It is well read, beard. It is a damn fine day. I'm out of water to talk about a book. And today we're here for a book review. We're going to talk about The Bird Eater by Ania Ahlborn. This is my seventh Ahlborn read, and I've read them all in the last 6-ish months. These are the books by Ahlborn I've read. And to be honest with you, one of my new favorite horror authors. I have dug all of them. There was one, the Palmetto, which is the thin one, was not my favorite. I only gave it 2 stars. But I think everything else here I've given 4-ish, varying levels of 4 stars, other than the neighbors. Like I gave the neighbors 3 stars. But The Devil Crept In was my first, 4 stars. Brother was my second, 4 star. Seed, 4 star. Within These Walls, I think is still my favorite. It's the longest of them, but this one was really good. It's definitely either my second favorite or my third favorite. So, um, this book is a book about a haunted house. Now, this spirit that haunts this place is a different level of thing, and I mean, it's able to do things. It's not your average, spook in a sheet or whatever. It's not your average bump in the night type shit. That it is some dramatic type stuff. Now, our main character Aaron is coming back here to this house at the end of a country road outside of a small town in Arkansas in the Ozarks. He's coming back from Portland, Oregon. He exited this place as a freshman in high school in a hurry. His aunt, who was raising him, had already lost her husband to an accident that happened at the house. I'll just say it like that. And she falls down the stairs. Some mysterious reasons. Definitely didn't die without any questionable, I guess, questions. Didn't die without any questions, but um, he he's taken out of there by child services, and there's nobody close for him to, be raised with, and so he winds up all the way out in Portland, Oregon. Now he, finds out like 17 years later that he basically owns the house, and he's got his own shit going on in Portland, Oregon. I won't really go into that unless the synopsis does. We'll read that in a second. Um, and he basically decides he's going to come back and fix up this house and sell it, right, and make it a little nest egg. So comes back home, runs into his best male and female friend from his childhood who don't have a clue what happened. Well, that was gross. I just spit. I apologize for that. Your real booktubers would start this video over or edit that out, but you get all the good stuff from me. So they had no clue what happened to him. I mean, there's no internet, no cell phones. I think on some level they thought maybe he was responsible for his aunt's death and was taken away to some sort of corrections type situation, or that he was died, or that he disappeared into the woods and no one knew where he was, or what. But they thought he was gone. And so when he comes home, it's a real shock to them. But what's going on inside this house has been waiting, patiently or impatiently. I don't know, but it's been waiting. So let's get some synopsis. We'll talk a little bit more. Aaron Holbrook was just a kid when his aunt, the only mother he ever knew, died mysteriously in their rural Arkansas home. Thrust into foster care, he left Arkansas with the promise to never return. But 20 years later, the death of his young son, so it gives you that, drives Aaron home again in a last-ditch effort to get sober and salvage a marriage that's falling apart. But something far more powerful than memory and grief lurks in the dusty corners of Holbrook House. Something dark, something sinister. Soon after his arrival, Aaron realizes there is no peace to be found in the place the townsfolk call the Devil's Den. Someone is leaving dead birds piled inside the house, and Aaron is tormented by a strange boy that refuses to leave him alone. Plagued by nightmares and violent daydreams, he fears the worst. Are grief and addiction driving him mad, or has the evil force that destroyed his family finally spied its chance to claim his soul. And so yeah, so there's some levels definitely to this haunting, to this young boy that's tormenting him, to the things he can accomplish from whatever he is. You know, I wish that there had been more there. I mean, we definitely get images of his um, capacity for evil, capacity for uh, whatever murder. When he was alive, but we don't. It's not really clear. It's not clear what happened to him. Um, maybe it is. Maybe I read right past. See, I always hesitate to say these things because I'm like, maybe that was the part where I kind of zoned out on a page or something. But anyway, it doesn't feel super clear as to where this haunting came from. I mean, it does. I mean, he lived in this house at one point, but we don't know how he met his end because we assume he met his end at a young age. Maybe I'm. See, I'm doing it again. Maybe I misread. Anyways, but and there's a part with Aaron's mother. Remember, he's raised by his aunt, but Aaron's mother um suffers a situation at the house, but there is some underlying hints, statements, brief statements towards Aaron's lineage, where he came from. And so that I wish we just got a little bit more details on that. Ultimately, really, really solid horror novel, really, really solid horror book. I mean, it takes a standard haunting house and turns up the heat on that a little bit. Um, Definitely um, some feelings of Amityville horror and all those great haunted house books that I love. I mean, haunted houses are probably like my second favorite subgenre. You give me a well-defined house and a mansion or a castle or whatever. I mean, this is just a house, but it's probably my second favorite subgenre of horror beside behind like biblical horror, like demonic possession. I really like demonic possession type shit. So yeah, it's really good. Um, and all her stuff has been that way. What I like about Alborn, and it's weird because I feel like you can't say this without giving a little bit of a spoiler, but there's levels to what she does. What I'm going to say here is she is not afraid to not give you a happy ending, and most, if not all, of these books have done that. Um, but there's levels, right? I mean, there's levels to what a acceptable ending in a situation like this could be. So I'm not going to really go into that much further. But she doesn't care. She doesn't want. I mean, she doesn't want you to. She wants you to end this book with the same damn feeling you had in its scariest moments. I would venture to say, and I do not pretend to be able to speak for Mrs. Alborn, but yeah. So that's one thing I really dig about her style and her writing, because I feel like there was a time when, in order to find risky horror endings, you had to delve into like independent stuff. You had to maybe delve into splatterpunk or whatever, and so like an author that sits on the shelves at Barnes and Noble, you kind of thought, at one point, at least in my opinion, I guess I felt I was getting watered down, big publisher accepted horror, and it's just not the case with Alborn. So maybe things have changed. I think they have, but yeah, my seventh read of hers, really digging her work. I've got another one that I'll probably get to next month. There's a couple more that I need to pick up. I may have to pick them all up, but yeah. So this has been Well Red Beard. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying all your books, all of them, as much as I am. If not, you're reading the wrong damn books.